What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Always Wrong, Never in Doubt. We're going to continue to probably be wrong, but we're going to go over some Am I the Asshole Reddit posts today. And there's also a great TikTok video that I'm sharing with Ashton. But it's a text post on the TikTok video. So if you're listening to the podcast, you'll get the full ambiance of it. No worries. All right. So let's dive into it. Ashton's going to read this one really quick. And then we're gonna talk about it, man. Let's figure out who's the asshole here.
Obviously you. Right before
Probably
we start
me.
recording,
Probably
I'm about
me.
to start talking. He looks at me, he's like, I'm doing the intro. I'm better than you. So obviously Riley. But anyway. Title. Is it okay that I, female 22, think my boyfriend, male 23, is ugly? I guess I really just started thinking about it when I asked my friend to see a picture of her husband, and she was like, he's kind of ugly, but okay. We just laughed it off, but I was surprised that someone else felt the same way about their significant other. As I brought it up to more of my friends, a lot of them said similar things and said that their boyfriends were ugly or that they purposely go for ugly men for other loyalty reasons. Problem is, I never thought it was okay to feel how I feel about him. We've been together for almost a year, and I thought that sooner or later I would be physically obsessed with him, but it just never happened. But I did fall head over heels with his personality. I could definitely be attracted to him, don't get me wrong, but if it's not dark or we're not in the heat of a moment, then the majority of the times I find him kind of ugly. I don't mind most of the time, but I do have my days where he just completely turns me off. I love him, I really do, and it doesn't interfere with our bedroom situation, as long as the lights are off, obviously. That's my commentary. But I always felt that our relationship could never go past dating because of it. But I love him so much, I can't imagine ending things. But at the same time, sometimes I get bothered that he's ugly. I always thought that marrying him would be wrong on my part. But given the fact that my friend married her partner that she thought was ugly and is very happy, I am now unsure. Any advice on what I should do? Do I have to end things? Edit. I see a lot of things like, as long as you're happy, and I am happy. But sometimes it's... Sometimes his looks make me unhappy, ? I just don't know if that's a big enough deal to end things.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude. Imagine being
Dude,
the guy that stumbles.
so
Imagine
hard.
being the dude that stumbles on this, right?
Poor guy, man. He's like, wait, my girlfriend's 22. I'm 23.
We never.
I'm kind of
lights
ugly,
are always
man.
off when we have sex.
There are some days she just doesn't want to even look at me.
He comes home from work and she's like,
man.
mask, put the gimp mask on.
Honey, what did we say about the lights?
No, it's for the power bill. It's for the power bill. It's for the power bill.
Yeah. Whoa, power bill was $240 last month. Let's tone it down.
No, all the way down, all the way.
Baby, let's get some mood lights and turn them all the way down. Babe, why did we get the mood lights if you just tell me to turn it off?
Oh, man.
All right. Let's answer this. All right.
What do you think?
First
What do you
things first,
think?
and just so everyone knows, that was my first time reading that through. Ashton brought that to the show. And first things first, I will say, I think one, she's not the asshole for feeling that way. It's inevitable, right? She can't change how she feels about his level of attraction. But two, I feel like the 22 part is just that she doesn't understand that there's no relationship that's going to be flawless, right? Like, she's still super young. And I think as she got older, she would realize it doesn't even really matter. Like what, who cares? Like, how does that actually matter, right? Like, I understand it to an extent, but even the most like stunning, like model guy she would meet at times, I guarantee would do stuff that would make her feel completely unattracted to him, because, you know, guys are dickheads. People are stupid, and people do things that are going to make that attraction like change. I feel like especially with women, honestly, but I don't know. I'm not a woman, so who knows? But all I'm saying is I definitely don't think that that's like that big of a deal, because it seems like he's a sweetheart. I saw this one TikTok of this absolutely just like objectively atrocious looking guy, and he just comes on, he's like, man, all these guys got it wrong. Shorty let me smash because I'm goofy. Like, all the comments are these girls just like being like, I love you, like all this stuff. And it made me laugh so hard, man. But it honestly, like, I gotta fuck with it. I gotta like that she thinks he's a little bit ugly, because it's like that means she must really love him.
I
You
mean,
know, like it means that love is real for
yeah, I'm
sure.
gonna be honest with you, right? Like, there's like this. I don't know how to describe it, and God, I'm gonna butcher this because, as Riley said, men are dumb. Like, every relationship I've been in, which is two, and then like 2.5, because one was kind of meh, but there had come a point where you get used to your partner and you're used to the way they look, like completely and fully, and one day you look at them and the endorphins have fallen off, and you're like, has your nose always been that big? You know, and like you kind of like get that little. It's like you're not like it's realistic to realize like the shortcomings of your partner, and that applies to being attractiveness as well, right? Like, I think my girlfriend is absolutely stunning. I think she's beautiful, but her and I joke all the time about how she has a big head. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like walking around calling her Stewie, but like, yeah, I mean, I would say with this one's tricky, right? Because like reading it, it's like the premise, I would definitely say she's not the asshole. I would definitely say she's not the asshole because she just has a feeling, and you can't necessarily change your feeling. Um,
Hmm.
I think if he was to ask her and she lied, and
And she was honest to him about
if
it,
she
or she
lied,
lied.
if
What
she
do you mean?
lied, I think the best policy here would be to say like that's the thing. I think in this instance, like if he comes up and he's like, "Do you think I'm ugly? Because every time I go to clap them cheeks, the lights get turned off immediately. Like every single time I try to kiss you, you only take a kiss on the cheek, or you know what I'm saying? Like he comes to her and he's like, hey girl, like I don't know what's going on here, but I'm starting to think
You
like."
never post me on your
Yeah, like
Insta.
I'm starting to think you think I'm Quasimodo or something, right? So like in that instance, I think honesty is the best policy, and I think if she was like, "No, I find you so beautiful," but then she goes to her girlfriends and she's like, "Yeah, my boyfriend's like, he's disgusting," right? Like that instance, like, yeah, you're
Yeah,
kind of an asshole, but like, yeah,
of
ultimately,
course.
my judgment is I don't. I, then I just read again. His looks make me unhappy, and then I read that, and I can't help but feel like that's the thing is that there's like a fine line because it's like, do I think you're the asshole? No. If you're this unhappy with just looking at this dude's face, maybe maybe consider,
Maybe.
like if that's the case, maybe consider finding a new boyfriend down the line or something like that. But ultimately, I don't think they're the asshole.
Honestly, though, dude, I feel like men are so much more objective that like he
Oh
probably
yeah,
knows. You know what I mean? Like he probably not in like La La Land about it, right? Like there's a percentage chance that he is for sure. But I feel like if she was just like, yeah, like sometimes I don't find you that attractive. Sometimes it doesn't get me going, and he would probably be like, yeah, that's fine. Like I get it, I know, and then just move on with his life. I mean, that could be. I don't know this guy at all. I'm just saying like in general that could be the
I mean
case,
that's what my
but she's definitely not the asshole. I do think it comes from a level of immaturity though,
hundred
because
percent, 100%.
like for example, if you were dating, like some absolute rocket or whatever, but they were terrible with finances,
Not
like
worth it.
they're a
Yeah, it's
nightmare
not worth it.
partner, right?
Exactly.
And you're gonna have the same problem, right? In fact, your problem is gonna be 10x what this problem
That's
is,
actually
right? Or if you're with someone and they're really rude to people that you care about or whatever for no apparent reason, you're going to be like, well, that sucks, or something like that, right? Like there's always going to be drawbacks. And this one, honestly, I feel like as she gets older is going to matter like less and less and less and
yeah.
less. And it's like, first off, you're both going to be ugly one day. So not me, but like most other people are going to be ugly one
That's not
day.
one day for you, bro. It's right now. So
It's right now. Yeah.
you see, and I think that's you hit on a really good point, right? And that's that like if he communicates well, if you guys communicate well together, you have shared financial goals, shared political beliefs, shared religious or spiritual beliefs, right? You have fun together, you enjoy the same shows, same video games, same hobbies, but the dude's maybe got one eye bigger than the other and his nose is a little crooked or something. Like, who cares? Like, but see, then again, I just keep thinking his looks make me unhappy. Like that's the point. That's the point where it's like that's to me where it gets tenuous because it's like it's okay to be unhappy that he's ugly, but it's to say that his looks directly make you unhappy. Yeah, that's kind of just being immature.
But here's something I just thought of too. We don't know what she looks like, and she
True.
might not be. She could be ugly too,
Yeah.
right? So that could also just be like you got to get used to your lot in life, man.
Oh,
But that
that's a
could very
hard
much
pill
so
to
be like
swallow for people. Yeah, that's
it
yeah.
is, right? So a lot of people are just like, no, I could, and it's like, well, maybe not though, And it's like maybe you should just be happy with your situation. And a lot of women too, I think, sometimes think because they've slept with like a handsome guy or two that they could, you know, go further
Yeah.
with it, and sometimes that's not.
And
the
maybe
case.
that's why
Which is
maybe
that's just all
maybe that's why
speculative.
they settled down with the Uggos, is because the handsome man always goes sleep with their best friend
Well,
after.
what was that whole thing about the dad bods a couple years
Yeah,
ago?
I don't know if
Still
it's still.
exists
Yeah, I mean,
too.
my girlfriend's like she's pretty. I think my girlfriend's attractive, and she's small and she's fit, and like I'm sitting here, 260 pounds with a gut, 6 feet tall, and she like I'll be getting into the shower and I'm standing there and I know what I look like. I look like somebody like put a bunch of cottage cheese in a bunch of see-through bags and like glued it to a human skeleton, and she's looking at me and she's like. So I don't get it, but hey, you know, you do you. Right?
There you go, man.
So,
Whatever floats
if
your
you're
boat.
if
There
if
you go.
you're if you're a, if you're a dude out there, you're a little chubby, maybe a little bit tall, grow a beard, and find a girl from a small town, and you're set. There we go. That's my piece of advice. Ultimately,
Find a girl like some
not
thing.
the asshole, just has an ugly boyfriend. That's
Yeah, I love that one. All right. Should we dive right into the next one? I think we should. I'm trying to find it. Sorry,
you're so fucking incompetent.
dude. I know, right? Is Ashton the asshole for always finding Riley
he just made me spit my water out. Oh man.
All right. Oh man.
Okay.
I'll read this one. Am I the asshole for how I reacted to my fiance surprising me with quote unquote our dream house?
Oof.
I'm not sure if I'm the world's most ungrateful person right now or not. So my fiance are getting married soon. The plan was that once we get married, I would move in with him, and then we were ready to start a family. We would buy a house together. I guess he changed his mind because he surprised me with quote unquote our dream house. The house is beautiful, and if we had a house hunted together, I think I would have fallen in love with it. However, I was so upset we wouldn't be able to pick our forever home together that I just started crying when he told me. I didn't know how to explain my reaction, and I could see I had upset him, so I asked him to take me home. When I got home, my family asked me what happened, and I explained. They were all very upset with me and said my reaction was bad and that I should have been happy that he bought us a house. He told me to call him and apologize. They told me to call him and apologize. I didn't. I just went to sleep early. This happened on Sunday, and I finally called him yesterday. He sounded upset with me. I'm not sure if it's because of my reaction or because I never called or texted soon after what happened.
So first off, just for context, this was posted Wednesday.
That's a pretty long time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
A couple days.
That's damn. My first impression, she's the asshole, 100%. Like I think like that's what sold it for me right off. Like was a couple of things, but do you want to pull that back up for 2 seconds, buddy?
For sure.
The way she said, if we had house hunted together, I would have fallen in love with it. So she's like saying like, I love it so much, but I didn't choose it. Right. It's like, you know, at that instance,
I missed that.
If my girlfriend like called me up yesterday and she's like, hey, come to this address. Number one, I'd be like, are you like taking out our life insurance policy on me? Like, is there going to be some hooded dudes there? But number two, if I showed up and like, even if it was like a humble little, you know, like duplex or townhouse just for us to be together, and I'd be like, babe, like you're the shit. Like, that's awesome. Right. Like rock on. I wouldn't be like, this does not match the decor. This is not what I wanted in my mind. Right. But yeah, looking at, he surprised me with our dream house, even in the quotations, man. Like I don't know. I feel like this is the thing is like, I feel like I could, there's two ways you can go with this from her perspective. And like, I'm going off of how my girlfriend would feel. Right. So if I picked a house that my girlfriend loved and I bought it for us and I surprised her with it, her reaction, I know for sure wouldn't be, if she loved it, right? Her reaction would be, I feel so blessed that you know me well enough to know that I would love this. Like, you really know me. Like, she would feel like, I feel so loved and embraced by you completely because you understand me, right? She wouldn't think, hey, you kind of, you know me, but this isn't what I wanted. You know, like, that's the thing is like, she would be ecstatic. She'd be like, I can't believe you took the initiative to do that. I'm so grateful. And I can't believe that you knew exactly what I would want. That's to me, that's like hers, like, hey, that's showing like such an overwhelming amount of affection for that person, you know?
And I mean, I can say, I kind of did this, you know, like I pretty much bought a house and moved me and my girlfriend across the entire country. And I live in a big country, so it's really, really far. And I think that's something that makes me definitely, first off, she's the asshole. I'm going to say it right now, for sure, 100%. But something that pissed me off about this post was, one, like, how ignorant are you to not realize how amazing it is to have a roof over your head? Step one, just be grateful you have a house that she literally says would be her dream home if she picked it, like you said. So obviously this is a great house. You have a great home. Two, you're not renting for who knows how long. You know how long it takes to house hunt? Do you know how many houses that guy probably looked at? He probably looked at like 45,
the
50
amount of
houses.
free time he sacrificed.
He was probably on Zillow or whatever freaking, MLS you use.
Sponsor us.
Hours and hours and hours, sponsor us. But like it probably took so much effort for him to find this house. And then another thing that bothers me is she goes, forever home. And I wish he picked a good forever home for us. And it's like, I'm going to tell you right now, especially if you're a young couple, the odds that your first house are your forever home is incredibly low. Most people are going to move within 10 years or less. Something with me, I know for a fact that this is my like 5-year house. Like that's the goal with it, right? Because it's and then I'll keep it forever because it's an investment property. But like I know that this is not my forever house, right? And I think that most people sometimes like paint that narrative to themselves, like, oh, this is my forever house. But it's like, it really isn't. And she also says, when we're ready to start a family. So that's like an indefinite time frame. So you're going to rent for an indefinite time frame. It's like, why not just enjoy the fact that he bought this house? It's for you guys. Within a couple of years, if you're then ready to start that family, guess what? You can go house hunting again. And guess what? You could buy a different house. But you know what happened? You at least built equity. You at least owned a home. You can now sell that home, which who knows, man, if you're living in a market like Toronto, things gone up 25%. You wouldn't have even been able to afford a house otherwise. Like this is so, I'm sorry. The husband here, the fiance here, he clearly has like more decision-making ability than she does, I think. And I think he probably knew that. And it seems like she is a bit childish, especially with her reaction, like, come on, dude.
I mean, that's the thing, right?
Come on, dude. It's not your forever house. It's going to be, it could literally, you get value. As long as you're in a house for more than 3 years, it's worth buying.
I think they're like, to play devil's advocate, to go to bat for her for a minute. Like this is always the hard thing with these Am I the Assholes is we have absolutely no context leading up to this. If like maybe they had a conversation like 2 weeks before, he's like, babe, I promise we'll pick the house together, babe. I swear. Right. And then he's like, you, right? Here's your house. Right. Like, so we don't have that context. And I mean, maybe that didn't like, and you can infer that didn't happen based on the fact that it wasn't in the post, because that's pertinent information if you're trying to get, somebody to tell you whether or not you're the asshole or not. But like, if it was just like, they talked, like, say they're in like year 4 of them dating and he proposed to her and they talked in like the first year and she's like, yeah, I'd really like a house with like, like these like shutter shade windows and a big open, like, and then he and hey, maybe he remembered that and he got a house just like that because she loved it, right? But and this is the thing is like, he bought a house. That implies that he's taken the bill for that, man. That implies that he saved the down payment for that, for the ring and the house as well. So it's like, if nothing else, it's like you're living rent free now, right? It's like, I know that's a weird way to look at it, but like, I don't know, like you're about to you're about to engage in marriage with this person. And aside from all the spiritual meanings of marriage has so many benefits in terms of taxes and all that stuff. Like it's also kind of a business arrangement, right? And it, like you were saying, like,
it's more of a business arrangement than anything.
True, right? And like in that business arrangement, like if you're too short-sighted to see that as well, like you said, like lack that critical thinking ability of like, okay, well maybe, like this is, we have leverage now. If we want to go buy our actual forever home, a bigger home, well, we have this as collateral. And, when we move out, we have this as a secondary source of income. And if shit hits the fan and I can't work anymore, well, at least we have this half paid off and we can afford it. We can, like change the term on our mortgage and have a cheaper mortgage where, only one of us are like this. It's, yeah, maybe it not be your perfect house, or maybe it is your perfect house, but you're just poopy pants because you didn't get to say it's your perfect house before you got given your perfect house. But like, there's so many benefits to this, like outside of like, just, well, I wanted it, right? Like, it's
dude.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
What's funny is you just tried to go to bat for her and then ended up roasting her. Because you just fucking can't.
Like, that's
like I literally, when I was reading that too, is my favorite part about it is she goes, I want you to take me home. And where's home? It's clearly her parents' house. So she doesn't know what rent is like. She doesn't know what housing instability is like. All right. I lived in one of the most expensive cities in the world. I'll tell you what, it is the worst feeling ever to have housing instability. It sucks. It literally messes with your entire mind state. It's one of the most stressful and awful things that you can deal with, right? She's never felt that ever.
Now she doesn't
right?
have
So
to.
she just doesn't understand. And it seems as though they're, a young couple, because she's still living at home. So she's at least, like, let's say, what did it say? Did it say her age?
I don't know. I don't have it up.
Okay, it doesn't look like it does, but she's definitely like,
Mid-early 20s.
somewhat, mid-early 20s or even younger, right? So it's like, it's pretty clear to me that she doesn't understand the value of having a house and is just being
Especially
picky.
today.
And then to like
how many people
get so
like
mad
how many
at him.
people like
Dude, how many people
are upset
oh,
that
yeah,
they
that's what I'm
can't
saying
afford a house?
today.
Like, I mean, that's I want to buy a house. It's going
God.
to take me 2-3 years of diligent saving, right?
And you don't live in an expensive city in this country. I had to move 5,000
It's
kilometers.
getting up there. It's getting up there. It's nowhere near Toronto, but it's definitely getting up there.
It is nowhere near anywhere in Ontario right now.
Yeah, I guess. Hey. I mean,
Ontario
it's crazy, man. Even for like a
BC,
crappy little 1-bedroom, it's getting up to like a seriously crappy 1-bedroom is up to like $1,100, which is insane. It's insane for Edmonton.
In rent?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rent prices are going to keep going
It's
up.
ridiculous.
For sure.
Yeah, housing's a little bit more like housing's lower, rent is climbing. Yeah, that's a better way to say it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because you can still get you could get a bungalow in Edmonton for like $250,000.
That's the plan.
Or 200,000.
Yep.
Gang, baby.
Find one like that, or find one with a finished basement, and then hopefully my girlfriend
Zillow sponsor my boy.
Yeah, hopefully my girlfriend isn't ungrateful when we pull the trigger on that and say, well, this isn't in Palm Springs with servants and blah blah blah. So yeah, firmly she is the asshole. Yeah.
All right, guys, we got one more. We'll hop into this TikTok video. Like I said, there's like some stupid music over it, but really it's the caption that absolutely, it just killed me, man. So it's this guy, he's some rich guy. He's become somewhat recognized on the internet lately for just being one of those like classic red pill guys. I think you call it red pill, right? The guys that
if it's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So here, I'll share it here, but it's pretty funny. I got a laugh out of it because it came right after Jason Momoa became single. So we all know what's going on here. So it says, if you're listening, if your woman has a celebrity crush, she doesn't love you. She should be completely uninterested in all other men. No exceptions. And he's just in a car being like, what's up? I am man.
Showing off his jawline, his fresh shave. Yeah. What a clown. That's ridiculous.
Dude, my favorite part about this is like this guy really believes this because he would ask a girl, hey, have you ever looked at another guy and been like, he's handsome? And she went, no. And he was like, that's right, babe. It's like, dude, she just lied. And he just buys it so like, oh man. Getting lied to doesn't make you
awful.
How
much of a man I am, bro? My girl lies to me, but then I ask her every question.
To my face.
She told me she was a virgin.
You know what makes me so alpha, bro? She won't even tell me the truth because she knows I'll react so negatively.
This dude's sitting there thinking he's the king because he's in an abusive relationship and he's the abuser.
Yeah, he's literally so toxic that he thinks that he's so toxic. He thinks he has all the answers. That's like peak ignorance is where you're so ignorant you think you're smart. What's that thing where it's like the stupider you are, the more intelligent you think you are?
Effect.
So that's the definition.
You learn 20% of something and you think you know the other 80, where in reality it's you learn 80% of something and you think you don't know anything, right? It's you only know 20%, 100%. Right? So yeah,
I think it was oh man, who's the scientist? He was on Rogan's show. Oh man, I'm forgetting, but he mentioned
we'll be there. We'll be there soon. We'll just ask him in person.
Yeah, sure. No, but like he mentioned that like the craziest part about when you start to learn is you realize how much you don't know.
Yeah.
Which is so true, right? And it's like I saw. So he was on that guy who was on that TikTok. He was on that Fresh and Fit show that we were talking about before the show. And it's so funny because these guys bring on the just like the lamest girls
Yeah.
ever, and then debate them.
Yeah.
And it's like, why don't you just bring on a
Let's
doctor who happens to be a woman and just see what happens,
mock it
man?
up.
Like,
Let's mock it up. Okay, let's mock it up. I was a really pretty girl from the Midwest. I didn't want to go to university. I wasn't smart enough to, and I went to LA. And you're a fresh and fit guy, and you're asking me a question. Try it. Let's go. Let's go.
so like, women want resources, men want attraction. And that's all it is, dog. And you can't really debate that to me because I know this to be a fact. Because have you ever paid for a guy's date, or do they pay for your date?
I don't have a job.
That's what I'm saying. You see this, man? When you're dating, they'll be unemployed for sure. 100%.
These guys
And if you don't get a prenup, I don't care if your job is $35,000 a year and she makes $400K a year. You don't get a prenup.
She's gonna take you for all your money. She's gonna take you for all your money.
She'll take you for all your money,
Dude,
bro.
this guy is such a...
Just because you're in $40,000 of debt doesn't mean she will come after you for half your debt. Okay, so you better get that prenup. You lock that debt down, and she won't touch it.
It's such a clown too, because the guy sits there like he sits there so smug, like sitting up like this, and he's like, "Listen, it's biology," and it's like, bro, you probably don't even know what a chromosome is, right? It's like, what do you can't just say it's biology, like that's like, I don't know, man, that's like me saying, like, I don't know, like, hey, if I jump right now, I'm gonna fly 1,000 feet in the air, and then someone's like, no, you won't. I'm like, yeah, bro, it's physics. Yeah, it's physics, bro.
I did a trigonometry 1 class in high school, and things fall equally as fast no matter their weight.
Yeah.
So I can jump equally as high no matter my thrust.
Yeah.
It only makes sense, man.
Yeah, gravity can actually be...
It's biology,
Gravity can be
bro.
reversed as long as you put it in its place and let it know who's the boss, all right? Because that's biology. It's like...
I would love it if he just comes on and he's like, that's algebra, bro. That's what it is. And he just like doesn't even know like what he's supposed to be quoting.
Oh,
that's
man.
my favorite thing. Like, can you imagine? You know what they should do? They should bring on a female biologist
Straight up.
who's got like a PhD and just debate her.
Smack
And he'd
him
be
around.
like, it's biology.
Yeah.
You know what he would do? He would go, listen, you're on my show and you're being disrespectful to me, and that's not cool.
Yeah.
So I think you should leave.
Or she'd actually prove him wrong. And he'd be like, "Why are you so triggered, bro? Why are you so triggered?" And you like look around at all his friends, like hoping, like, guys, please, guys, fucking save me right now,
Someone save me.
Yeah.
Save me.
He's such a clown. There was actually one clip. I can't remember the girl's name.
But dude, they've actually been going around on YouTube like copywriting anyone that even talks about
Really?
them. So we haven't even shown their faces in this one, so they can't even come at us, bro.
Yeah. Look at these two small losers. Look at these guys, nobodies from wherever, talking about us. And then they don't know anything about biology.
It's algebra, bro.
It's algebra, right? That should just be our new thing, man. We should just, every time somebody asks us something that we can't verify because we're not smart enough to, but we want to be arrogant and sound like we know a single clue about anything we're talking about, we'll just say it's algebra. Especially,
well, it's in the title, man. We're always wrong, but never in doubt.
Never
you know?
in doubt. That's right. Yeah. Moral of the story is, speaking of am I the asshole or not the asshole, don't be like those assholes. So if you're curious, go look those guys up. That's just a little side tangent that we felt like we had to blast them for a minute. Yeah. Oh, also, man. I just want to throw one little brief. If you don't have a job and you're a woman from the Midwest and you move to Cali, all power to you. Just go take dudes like that for all their money. Like do us all a favor, right? Because then we get to make fun of them. So everybody's got to play a game, and if that's your game to play it to win. So
get the bag. Absolutely, whatever. That's so funny. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Always Wrong. Never in doubt.
Thanks for listening.
Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for listening. Hit the like button. You got anything to say, brother?
Hope you guys enjoy the content. We're hoping to do this multiple times per week. More people that enjoy it, obviously, the more episodes will come out. We'll look into getting either a Discord or a subreddit up right away. And then if you guys follow us and, oh, hey, look at this funny post, I think they might enjoy it, and post it there and we'll react to it. Hell yeah, why not, right? We've got nothing better to do.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, man.
It's
all
biology.
right, guys, take it easy. Thanks so much. Yeah, it's algebra.